Welcome to Hard Traveling Geeks, a Traveler 5 actual play podcast presented by Geek at Arms. This is Season 1, The Brothers of Farbauti.
Well, first of all, we've got another little bit of character rules. There is something called a life pursuit. This is the experience mechanism in this game. The life pursuit is an expression of a personal skill emphasis, like a job title or an occupation, maybe with a few words of description. And you'll have a primary characteristic, like your dexterity or strength, plus the most applicable skill appropriate to it. For example, if you fancy yourself a competitive weightlifter, you would have your strength plus your athletics. And in order to be a life pursuit like this, those two have to be 12 or higher, the sum of them. Say an analyst, someone who gathers information over time and distills it into specific conclusions and recommendations. Could be intelligence or education, plus any of a number of skills, whatever it is that you're being an analyst of. Military analyst might use recon or tactics. Admin, broker, economics could be a financial analyst. Forensics for a criminologist, that kind of thing. So if you have a particular, life pursuit, the thing that you're trying to do, and you have the characteristic plus skill of 12 or better, then you can go ahead and mark that down in your character sheet. I guess in the other notes area of the history tab would be appropriate. And then anytime you use your life pursuit, you'd get a mod of +1. It doesn't necessarily have to be the skills that the life pursuit is based on. For instance, your weightlifter could get a mod to a gambler roll if he's betting on a sporting event, because he has insight into sports psychology. But he wouldn't get it, even though athletics is his primary skill, he wouldn't get it on a roll for running somewhere, because there's no weightlifting involved there. And then at the end of the year, whatever life pursuit you've used the most, you'll get one rank in a skill associated with that life pursuit. And you can have more than one, but for each one after the first, that requirement goes up by 1. So your first one only has to be a sum of 12, the next one 13, and so forth. And if you just don't have any skills plus characteristics that are high enough, you can designate it as a hobby, which means you would still be able to do the level up part, but you don't get the mod of +1 when using it. All right, so that is something to think about. Let's roll for the intuitions. Everybody give me a 2D roll. Okay, so then Kazuna gets Curiosity of 9, Jace gets Insight of 7, and Migrant gets Luck of 6. Well, last time, following the events surrounding the rescue of Troitska, you found yourselves in jail. It turned out that Archduke Norris was capitalizing on your very public and sensational actions to send you undercover into an orbital prison. Lincoln Lunt, the Black Marketeer whose intelligence led to the Battle of Gugeste, is planning an escape from the prison, and Norris wants you to help him do it, then persuade him to take you to the Brothers of Farbauti. The BOF are almost certainly the organization behind the murder of Migrant's wife, and they've been supporting planetary rebellions throughout the Spinward marches for unknown reasons. Your goal is to try to find out who's at the top of the organization, and, if possible, bring them to account. You were placed on board the Cannoneer-class battlecruiser Luru, the very same ship that Jace and Kevin had just left, and the same one that rescued Roxor's company on Gugeste. Over the next 19 days, you and Migrant's former handler, Hannah Surong, developed most of a plan to escape the Gash, another Cannoneer-class ship that's been converted into a prison hulk. You've stored some supplies inside surgically implanted compartments in Migrant's legs. You have 2 guard uniforms, a robotics skill wafer, a stealth skill wafer, a block of plastic, and some chemicals you can use to fashion into any sort of small tool you might need, and some surgical adhesive for sewing Migrant's legs back up once the materials have been extracted. Roxor has devised a cipher using his language skills that can be used to send a message to Hannah with details about where and when to send a getaway vessel. The message will go out with the regular mail on the bi-weekly supply shuttle. Once you arrived on the Gash, you encountered the self-important Warden Kazan, who assigned each of you to a work detail. Migrant is in the electronics recycling shop. Jace is maintenance and mechanical systems repair. Kazan is in the laundry, Roxor is a cook, and Kevin is assigned to the infirmary. Now, during your first day, you kept your heads down and learned your jobs. Then you went to your cells and were locked in for the night, or whatever passes for night on a spaceship. And that brings us to the morning. The lights in your cell flicker on, dimly at first, but with growing strength. There's a buzz and a clunk as the restraining bar on the outside lifts away. An oddly pleasant voice comes over the intercom in your room. Chow time for A block. B block to the freshers. C block, stand for inspection. So Jace and Roxor are in A block. Kazan is in B with the rest of the women. And Migrant and Kevin are in C. So let's start with the A block crew. Roxor and Jace.
Chow time. Do I report to the kitchen to who's cooking, or is this just where I go just to eat?
Actually, that's a good question. You're on cooking, so you would probably have been awakened early,
Okay.
and so you're already going to be in the kitchen slinging hash.
All right.
All right, so this is just for Jace then. So looking out your door, you see your neighbors filing down the corridor. A clean-shaven man glances your way and says, "Hey, softy, just waited a mess." His jumpsuit sleeves are rolled up to show off his impressive biceps, and his hair, incredibly, is meticulously styled like Kevin's usually is, but even higher. He's of average height, but between the hair and his ramrod straight posture, he seems taller. He falls in beside you and says, "Commandar's the name. You're military, yes? Or you were?
Yeah.
I was Navy myself. First officer under Wellenmeyer."
Oh, yeah. I was a sub-lieutenant myself.
Ah, sub-lieutenant. Good, good. So, what ship were you on?
I forgot the name.
The Luru.
That ship.
Oh, Luru, huh? That's a cruiser like this one, yeah?
Very similar. Very, very similar.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Gash.
Thank you very much.
You have any particular conversation you want to have with this guy?
It's a little early to ask him what he's in for. And I don't think he would. And that would start a horrible conversation because I don't think he'd believe why we're in here.
You don't believe it.
Just don't lead with improper parking.
Although that might make me some fun friends, just with such a weird story.
Jaywalking?
So how do they normally? How's the food normally here?
Well, it's prison food. Not too great. But they don't starve us, at least. Good portions.
So still better than the Navy food?
About the same. I think they get their supplies from the same place. Makes sense, I think there's a naval base in the system. Look out over the prison.
Yeah, would make sense a little bit more. A good old grade D government meat.
So by now you've come out and you're in the mess hall, going through the line, getting your slop. He says, "Well, you're new here, softy, so I'll give you the rundown on some things. The first person you got to watch out for is Vedran Dolson." He points out a large, brick-shaped man with a graying ponytail. He leads a gang of sword wielders. They all arrive together and stick together. A few others join them for protection. They got some deal with the Marquess, Selmarine de Electrum. She ain't here yet. I don't know the details, but he watches out for her. She arranges some small luxuries she can get for him. Then there's Apple Trosi. I don't know how his last name pronounced. Turoshi, something like that. He's in C block. So see, he's not here yet either. Has aspirations to be a gang leader, but he can't keep his crew in line or together. He'll talk a big game, tell you he's in charge, but if he ever made a real move, the others would break him. Easy to recognize, though. Bald guy. Scars all over his head. Oh, and that fellow over there, keep clear, Besleton. I think he's a spy, Jodani. Everything he says is lies, but you can't lie to him because he's a mind reader. The guy he points out has tucked himself into a corner and is studiously avoiding eye contact with everyone.
Yeah.
He's a little pudgy, couple days growth on his chin, and his hair is cropped close but unevenly like he did it himself. Well, then over there, Krish Mahennessy, he's in charge of the other actual dangerous crew. Mostly sea blockers. They got an arrangement with some of the guards. They know where the cameras can't see, and if you cross them, they'll make sure you're dumped someplace nobody will find you for a couple of days. He actually waves to Mahennessy, who's a powerfully built man with a mohawk, and receives a nod in return. Unlike Commandar's chiseled physique, Mahennessy is made of working muscle, hard slabs covered over with fat. He's got several scars on his arms that look like they came from knife wounds. And that about covers it for the major movers and shakers, at least the ones you got to worry about.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, yeah. You just got to make sure that you guys know who to watch out for, who to stay away from. I got the job of cleaning up the blood. Don't like it so much.
I think I got the job at fixing whatever they break, though.
Oh, you the new maintenance guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. I think one of Apple's guys was on that before. I don't know. They maybe reassign him, or maybe they got two now. I don't know.
That'd be nice if there was two of us.
Well, the guards didn't like that other guy so much. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just took the chance to get someone else in there and move him to the laundry or something.
I'll make sure to do a real good job for them then.
Yeah. Do the job, keep your head down. The guards won't have a problem with you, usually. Unless they think you got something they want. All right, so let's move on over to B block. The women are gathering in toiletries and trooping onto the freshers. Kazana, your position in the pecking order is made fairly clear by the way the others treat you.
Mm-hmm.
They're rude, stepping into your personal space and shuffling you to the back. They're not cruel or overly aggressive, just pushy. A pinch-faced woman sidles up next to you. Okay, I got to get her accent right. Don't make an issue out of it, softy. Her hair is shot through with threads of silver and tied up in a sloppy bun. Plenty of time to earn their respect. I'm Will. Will Avna, actually, but everyone just calls me Will.
Good to meet you, Will. And I give her a single nod.
And your name, dear?
Kazana.
Kazana. By now, the queue is moving at a decent rate. As a former military ship, the shower facilities are capable of handling several people at once, so it's not taking long for everyone to get through. Will continues to chat with you as you wait. So is this your first time in prison, dear?
Yeah, first time in a prison like this, at least.
Well, it's really not as bad as you might have heard. Learn the rules and customs, and don't make any big moves until you have. Don't be too quick to choose your allies, and remember that the most valuable currency here is your loyalty.
I understand that much. But it escapes me. What kind of big moves can you make on a ship like this? And I indicate the kind of size of the space we're in.
Oh, well, I didn't mean physical moves, dear. I just meant political, making alliances, changing the status quo, as it were.
I see. Well, I expect they figured I'd be cut out for politics. That's why they put me in the laundry, and I laugh and step in to get clean.
She gives you a warm chuckle and takes her turn also. And then as you're on your way back to your cells to return your toiletries, she asks, "Do you mind if I ask you, dear, what are you in for? What brings you here?"
Well, I ended up running with a crew I thought was doing some good in the world, looking out for some people from my home world, but it turns out somebody didn't take so kindly to that, so
I see.
All I got was put here, and I lost a decent amount of skin from my trouble, too.
Tragic story. Yes, it can be troubling to be from the outer colony worlds. Always the oppressor, the Imperium stepping on the little folk. The little folk push back and wind up in places like this.
I don't know about any of that. I just think I'm unlucky.
Yes, well, luck can change. And whatever you're experiencing here, remember, it is temporary.
I'm gonna nod again. Did you mention how big is she? Like, what's her
she's
kind of physical appearance?
I didn't. She's maybe a little shorter than average.
Okay.
Kind of wiry. She looks like she's got some some strength in her hands,
All right.
and she carries herself well, very centered over her feet.
All right. Yeah, I'll just put my toiletries away neatly. I'm assuming right now all I have is the standard issue stuff. But I'll try to remember her face. How much visibility do we have to the rest of the block while we're in cells? What's that layout like?
Pop over here to the... So let's see. You are in C block, which I believe I placed here in C15. This is subdivided into cells.
Okay.
And these, you actually have more traditional kind of jail cells here with bars.
Gotcha.
Rather than the former Marine quarters that are A block.
Yes. All right. So I can kind of look around and see where people are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the side walls are solid, but the front's bars.
Okie doke. Cool.
You have any more questions or comments for Will?
Not at the moment. As she leaves, I want to watch her and see if she interacts with anybody else.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
now I
want to try to get an idea of her place in the pecking order if I can.
There's one other woman in this block that seems to have a kind of a coterie. People pay her deference, but as Willavna walks by, they give her space. They don't seem to be hangers on of her, but they're definitely getting out of her way.
Okay.
All right, so over to Migrant in Block C. I was going to say that this had a similar thing with the bars, but that doesn't work for having Kevin gone. So in this area, you've also got the actual solid hatches in front of your cells.
Okay.
So a couple minutes after the announcement that you're about to be inspected, a guard in a well-tailored uniform steps into Kevin's cell. Another rather rotund guard wearing police-style harness closes the door behind him, then immediately crosses into your room, slapping the stun baton against his thigh. Turn and face the wall. Keep your hands visible at all times.
All right. So I turn and I put my hands up on the wall.
He gives the cell a half-hearted tossing, throwing your bed linens on the floor, turning over the mattress, and searching your footlocker. He cursorily checks the obvious nooks and crannies of the cell and then tells you, exchange your linens in the laundry, then come back to tidy up. When the bell rings, it's your turn for the showers. All right, so then when you come back from getting your fresh linens, Dixon's door is open, but he's not in there, and his bed remains unmade. The guard who searched your room is just finishing up the last block in the cell, but you see no signs of that officer. And so naturally, each of you goes through all the things the others had to do. Roxor, once he's done with his cooking, kind of has an offset shift of his own to get all that done. And then it's when you're...
How many other people working in the kitchen?
I'm going to say 2 others beside yourself.
Yep.
And there's a guard that comes through every few minutes, just walking his rounds. You're not under constant supervision, but you have noticed that there's a camera in the room, so you're never certain if somebody's watching electronically or not.
Right.
So then it's time to report to your work details. Roxor is going to be, of course, doing his linen exchange and chow time during part of this time. Is there anything specific that you want to try and do or learn while you're working?
I just get to know my 2 co-workers. Is it usually the same guard that comes by?
So you've noticed over the course of your shift 2 guards that seem to be patrolling. And then there's one more in the mess hall that seems to be stationed there permanently.
All right. I want to get to know their names too. Are they... Do the guards have names on their uniforms or something, name tags?
No, they don't. They just have numbers. And you've been instructed that you would refer to them only as Sir.
Okay.
They will not give you their names.
All right.
Other than Warden Kazan.
All right. That'll do. And otherwise, just familiarize myself with the kitchen, the tools, where the supplies are, all that kind of stuff, and then focus on my job.
Let's see. I'm going to say that one of your other helpers you talked to a little bit is a woman named Juniper. And she claims that she was a journalist that was imprisoned for stumbling across secrets that people were not meant to know.
There's a lot of those out there.
And she talks to you at length about that, always vaguely, never giving you any details. And you're kind of amazed at how long and continuously she can talk without actually saying anything substantive.
Yep. We go into politics.
What about Jace?
I guess I'd have to make a way to my little office. And there I go crinkling water bottles again. It's been a while since that. Make my way to my little office, get all my lovely tools.
All right, you are actually summoned up to A deck. You got to do the typical janitorial stuff, a little bit of cleaning and so forth. So you go up through the hatches on B deck, which comes up in here in AO3. AO3 appears to be the guards' break room. There's two guards in here that look up, and as soon as you come in, one of them stands up, and he kind of shows you what needs to be done up here, and he's always at your side as long as you're on A deck. But this does give you the opportunity to see that A2, just to the north of where you came up, seems to be some kind of admin office. They have their own galley in 5, where they're preparing the food that they eat in 3. 6 is empty, and it's got big hatches on the sides. From your experience in the Luru, you know that used to be the vehicle deck, and those hatches open out onto vacuum. And then most of your time is spent here in the staterooms. It looks like they're three to a room.
Okay. 18 guards are housed here. That's good to know.
And you are very definitely not given any access to the bridge at AO1.
Yeah. I figured I was barely given any access to AO2.
Right. They actually passed their waste paper out to you. So you could see in through the doors, but you weren't actually allowed to go in there. And it's subdivided. There's like another little office in there. Presumably that's maybe the warden's office.
Yeah. It's kind of what I figured then.
All right. Kazana. You had another question?
I was going to say, how talkative is the particular guard who's escorting me, or is he staying
Pretty well quiet while I keep my head down.
The guard that's escorting you is tight-lipped. You know, he'll give you terse instructions, but he doesn't answer any questions that aren't directly pertaining to your duties. However, you can hear, as you're starting to go back down, some raised voices from Warden Kazan's office. It's muffled. You can't understand what they're saying, but he's definitely having an argument with somebody.
Good to know.
All right. What about Kazana? You're in the laundry. Is there anything that you're planning to do, information to gather?
So, yeah, I want to... Can I determine who the laundry that's going through here belongs to? Like, do we have names on uniforms or anything?
That's an interesting question. The each item has the inmate number on it.
Mm-hmm.
At least those items that are specific to particular inmates. Sheets and blankets don't need that.
Okay.
But yeah, clothing will have inmate numbers. On the shirts, it'll actually be, emblazoned clearly on the breast part of the shirt. Other items, it's, in waistbands or whatever.
Okie doke. Yeah, in that case, I just want to note that for now. But how many people am I working with, and who are they?
I'd say that you've got maybe 3. Well, we'll make it a little bit more than that just because I need enough jobs for everybody on the ship. We'll make it 5 other people.
Okay.
So there's 6 of you total. I would imagine, see if I've got any notes on. It didn't occur to me to write down where people were working as much as it should have. I've got all these political alliances on my mind map.
Yes.
But I didn't write down where they were working. Actually, I'm going to say that Lincoln Lunt is actually working here with you.
Okay.
And so as soon as you come in, he sees you and recognizes you. Dang, I should have listened to the other recording so I could remember what voice I gave him.
Oh yeah, that was the very first episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, we'll just give him something like this for now. Oh, actually, no, I do remember. It was kind of a lower income bracket kind of colonial kind of thing.
All right.
Maybe Australian or something like that.
Or Sean Connery.
Well, Sean Connery's Scottish.
Well, I know, but it was a little Sean Connery-ish.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of where my voice went, I guess. Always thinking a little bit more like that guy that played the Black Marketeer in the Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Black
That or
Panther.
a
What was
really
that guy
angry Christian
named?
Bale.
Right. Something like that.
Ulysses Clow.
So he sees you coming in.
Ulysses Clow, Andy Serkis.
Yeah, that guy. So he sees you come in and he says, "Oi, you're Kazuna. What you doing here?"
All right. Well, I can't keep my head down now. And I shrug. I mean, you know me. Can't keep myself out of trouble, I suppose.
Well, I guess so. I kind of figured you for a bit more of a straight shooter, but nice to see a friendly face.
Indeed. I
Kind of going more crocodile hunter there.
I wouldn't have expected you to be working in laundry, honestly, Mr. Lunt. How did you manage that?
Well, you know, I didn't really have a lot of skills that they kind of want in this area. There's not a lot of call for hiding things and leg breaking. At least not, officially. But, laundry's not too bad. Bit heavy lifting, that's all.
Yep. No trouble
The
there.
feet get a little pruny, though.
I look at my hands. I look back at him. I grew up on Sardaria. I was a steward. My hands are never gonna stay clean after all that.
Well, they'll certainly get clean in here. So, what did they eventually pinch you for? It's been long enough, it probably wasn't for the same thing they got me for.
Well, what was that? I was just helping out a friend and somehow got mixed up with folks from home.
Yeah, helping out friends, that's always what gets you. That's what got me in here, actually. I thought I was free and clear when I was given the Navy that information they wanted to try to help somebody out, and they hang the whole thing on my neck. Well, not mine exclusively, but there's a few more folks in here that got swept up in the same thing.
I see. Yeah, can't trust the Navy types. They've got their own backstabbing to do, I guess.
Yeah, gotta climb the ladder on the backs of the proletariat.
How are the other people working in the laundry reacting to this conversation / Lincoln? Like, what's the distribution? Because, I don't know the other blocks, but how many ladies versus men?
I'm going to say that it's you and one other woman in here.
Okay.
And I don't have another name for another woman at the moment. But it's people are eavesdropping a little bit. They're having their own conversations that you can overhear a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
And there is one other person that Lunt says, hang on a sec, Kazuna. Let me introduce you here to, this is Borgen. Yeah, I know, weird name, Borgen. But he works with me a little bit. So he's a good bloke. You can trust him. But, when push comes to shove, and it very often will in this place, stick close to Borgen. Where he jumps, you should jump too. It's where I'll be. Borgen is a kind of a blocky guy, shoulders almost as wide as he is tall. And he just kind of gives you this slow nod.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't say much.
I'll look at them both and say, thank you, Mr. Lunt. It's nice to find a friendly face in here, and I'll look out for you if anything does happen again.
Yeah, appreciate that. Well, I'll do the same thing for you. Gosh, that guy's accent is migrating all over the place. So what about Migrant? You're up in the electronics shop.
Yeah. How many coworkers do I have?
7. This is a busy place, and people are unlike most of the places. People move in and out as they're moving materials.
Is it a buzz with discussion, or is everybody busy doing what they do?
Everybody pretty well concentrates on their own work. You do notice that there's one fellow, kind of a scrawny guy who's looking a little fearful. And as the day goes on, a couple of the other prisoners, they're cutting into his personal space, and he's looking more and more nervous as they get bolder. But there is a guard in the room at all times.
Yeah.
And so they're not doing anything overt to him.
Well, I'm minding my own business for the most part. I'm watching everyone that's around me. I'm especially keeping an eye on the guard. Does the guard seem to be engaged with what's going on, or just kind of very aloof, overlooking everything?
He's fairly alert, but he's not getting involved in anything. I mean, he's just there. Probably if any kind of violence or if somebody did something that he didn't like, he'd react.
Okay.
But he's not being active in any way in the room.
Okay. All right. With my skill set, am I comfortable being here? Can I feel comfortable being here doing what I'm doing? Or is this going to be a real ramp up learning curve kind of thing for me? So I've got a 3 in electronics.
Oh, 3 in electronics. Yeah, this is easy stuff for you. It's mostly desoldering things, dismantling electronic components, sorting them out, finding out what's good, what needs to just be trashed.
Okay.
And you got more than enough skill to do all of that.
Okay. And so what I'm doing is I'm not head down, but I'm doing my job. And as I, complete a task, I just am happen to look to the left or look to the right, not with any length of time, but just a glance because I'm feeling suspicious, but I'm not going to kind of make myself obvious. I'm just going to do my job right now.
All right.
Getting the lay of the land.
Well, I know you've also got recon.
Okay.
And forensics. So as you're paying attention, looking around, just gathering in all the information in your surroundings, you're taking note of what kind of electronics components that are here, what they might be used for, that kind of thing, what they were originally used for and what they could be repurposed into.
Mm.
And you're also gathering some data on that guard. His harness looks like he's probably got some light armor in his gear, and he's carrying a stun baton and what looks like a gas grenade.
Okay.
Of the other prisoners, the guy that looks like he's kind of being bullied, you think doesn't have much in the way of self-defense capabilities. He's small and he's holding himself in such a way as you think he's probably never been taught to fight.
Okay.
And then the two guys that are picking on him look like, your typical toughs, well used to being in a scuffle. You've got at least one other person that you think is probably ex-military in the room, and then a woman that you think is probably high social class, possibly even a noble.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep observing and kind of keeping an eye out for the little guy just to see, how far this may go. I don't want to stir up the guard right now.
All right.
I'm a little bit interested in the potential noble woman. Just what is she, how engaged is she in the work? Is she watching or is she keeping her head down? And if I can tell, I'd be looking for any kind of weaknesses in these two bullies. So,
okay. The woman doesn't seem to be particularly skilled at what she's doing. She's getting the job done, but she's pretty slow and she makes errors. Two guys' weaknesses that you might see. One of them you are very certain is left-handed, but you think that he's not naturally that way. He seems like he probably has some kind of an injury on his right side that's forced him to do that. The other one, you don't notice anything in particular.
Okay. Yeah. So one more question. Could I enlist the help of the little guy to get him over in my area for just a little bit of reprieve?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have a particular approach or?
I'm going to kind of quickly gather a pile of things together, and I'll just how close proximity are they to my left or my right, and how close are they?
In my imagination, they were to your right.
Okay.
And if you've got like a workbench that runs the length of a wall or something, then he is maybe 15 feet to your right, and these other two guys are moving through the room as they collect components and dump them in the room next door.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna as I see kind of a little bit of a part where they have gone either opposite directions or together, whatever. I'm just going to kind of reach over and just kind of gently, just very gently, but not like soft petal flower, but just quick tap to the guy's shoulder and, hey, would you mind helping me with this pile that I've got on the desk here? I need to kind of get a little better sense on how to sort these out to make sure that I can kind of get this task done. Would you mind helping me?
Okay, he kind of flinches when you approach, but when you start asking for him, he's like, "Oh, yeah, I can do that, sure."
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So he scoots on down and starts doing whatever it is that you'd instructed him to do.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey, I'm Scott."
Hi, Scott. I'm Migrant.
Oh, good to meet you, Migrant. Thanks. Yeah, I can help you with this. It's no problem.
Cool.
And the two toughs, when they come back through, see that he's close to you, and they kind of give you a once over, size you up. But when it's clear that you're not particularly intimidated, they leave the guy alone for the rest of the shift.
Well, that was my hope.
So at the midday break, you all get the opportunity to meet up and compare notes in the yard. So while you're doing that, this little guy, Scott, actually kind of gloms onto you and kind of follows in your wake a little bit. And while you're discussing the situation, you're trying to keep things on the down low in front of Scott because you don't want to give away your plans or anything. A tall, skinny, bald man with what appears to be ritual scarring on his scalp approaches. He looks like he's about to say something, but then instead, he abruptly grabs Jace by the collar of his jumpsuit and hauls him away from the group. No responses?
Yeah, I'm going to turn and I'm going to follow.
As you start to follow, three other guys kind of converge and step in between you and this fellow. They're not doing anything aggressive. They're just blocking your way.
Do you have something that you need to say to me, guys?
All right. So while you're questioning them, this other fellow is getting the chance to say his piece to Jace.
Okay.
He says, "You and your friends are new here, so let me explain the rules. I got my own guy on maintenance, see, but he's been bumped for your sorry manke." The word manke means literally corpse. It carries a connotation of filth and stink in Villani. "So since he can't do the job I need done, you're going to do it instead, see? If you don't, you get trouble, see?" Jace, you're muted.
Explains why y'all didn't respond to the other stuff I said when I got dragged away.
I was really hoping it was really funny, too.
I was like, okay, bye for now.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm deaf. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you're saying I might get trouble, but I don't want double trouble, though. I have my own things. I don't need your trouble, too.
Yeah, well, you see, I got things going on. You're interfering with them. So you're going to have to do the things that the other guy can't do now, see?
Yeah. Don't think it's going to work out for you the way you're hoping. I'm not a very good muscle.
I don't need muscle. No. See, there's a job that needs to be done, and you're going to do it.
Yeah. You're going to be in for something funny later, and this is going to be great. So sure, go ahead and tell me what it is. This is going to be funny.
Okay. Evening meal. I'm going to come by your table. You're going to be alone, see? I'll tell you what I need. Not here, not right now.
Okay.
All right, so he walks off, and his little gang gets out of Migrant's way.
Jace, you doing okay?
Yeah, that's going to be funny.
Okay.
Because they tell the one guy who spends probably more time with a single guard than anybody else that they have plans. Yeah, this is not going to be a problem for long.
Okay.
I don't plan us to be here long enough to still be here whenever he gets out of solitary.
All right. So I just kind of I brush his shoulders off and, kind of pop him on the arm and say, "Come on, we got to go back to the crew."
Yep.
All right. So then rest of the day goes by. your observations of the guards' activities indicate that they kind of trade off who's monitoring a particular area. They don't spend any longer than 2 hours doing a particular job. So there will be one overseeing the yard, one in the electronics shop, and then two wandering around. And then halfway through the day, you start seeing faces start to change. So you figure there's maybe at least 5 or 6 people on a given shift, at least during the day. Any other activities that you want to do during this day?
No. I got fun stuff now.
Yeah, I'm just going to get the electronics working.
All right. So then,
I would like to take a look. I want to see. Can I see who the other lady in laundry, who her celly is?
but you're given the large amount of space that there is here. Everybody's in individual cells. You don't share.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers that then.
Let's see, other people will say, there was one other person that appears eventually. Actually, we'll give this to you at the evening meal because we still got the deal with Apple to deal with. So you come back into the mess hall for the evening meal, and there is an Aslan here. The Aslan are aliens, all usually a little taller than humans on average. This guy's about 2 meters, so 6'4", 6'5", something like that. And he's got this ruff of hair on the back of his head and his shoulders. His face is kind of flat and wide, and he's got claws on his hands. And he sits all by himself at one table, and everybody else just kind of lets him, even if they have to get a little bit more crowded elsewhere, everybody lets him have his table to himself.
Does he eat the same type of food?
Yep. He eats the same thing everybody else does. Although actually, now that I think about it, maybe he shouldn't because he's completely alien, and so he would have different nutritional needs.
Or our food is just such garbage, it might be a delicacy to him.
Well, I mean, if I'm remembering the alien description, he literally can't eat the same food you do.
Oh.
There was actually a discussion once about whether or not Aslan ate humans.
Oh, great.
Because they are a predator species. But eventually it came down to, well, they're not biologically compatible with human food. And so they can't use humans as food either. So that's the only reason they don't eat humans, is because they simply can't.
Huh. That's cool.
So no, he has a different dietary needs, and therefore he gets different food.
And is that prepared in the kitchen, or like the chemist shop, or mechanical bay, or whatever?
It is prepared in the kitchen, but it looks like what you saw of it is that it's like pre-prepared stuff. It's like packaged meals for him instead of the actual prepared food that the rest of you get.
So he's just getting alien Hot Pockets?
Pretty much, yeah. Alien Hot Pockets.
Nice.
Yeah, they have a great commercial campaign, the jingle, Alien Hot Pockets.
So as you're eating, are you all together at one table?
I'm not.
Okay, you're going to go ahead and separate yourself for Apple?
Yeah. This is going to be fun.
Can you just be at a table close enough? Because I'd like to try to listen in.
A couple tables down.
Behind us, please.
All right.
Since this is the evening meal, can Roxanne eat with them, or since there's other stuff? Okay.
Yeah, you've done the preparation ahead of time, so.
Okay.
So Apple sits down across from Jason and leans in. He says, "All right, so Horace Ment is the assistant warden, see, and he's been getting in my business. He's been messing with me and my guys, and so I need him gone. And so what I need you to do is, when you're up there in his quarters, you just drop something under the bed, see? Small object, easy to smuggle in. You just make sure the guard's looking another way, put it under his bed. Everything's done."
Do you have it with you?
No. It's not with me. If you're going to do this, look, there's a panel up on B deck. It's marked. You just pry it open and you'll find this little sphere inside. See, you take the sphere, you put it under his bed. That's all you got to do, and then we're square.
Okay. Sure.
Now, if you don't do it, then you got that trouble, see?
Like I told you, I don't want no double trouble.
Well, then good. We got an understanding.
So, Greg, were we able to hear, Brian, what Apple and Jace were talking about, or did they move far enough away?
Give me either a stealth or a recon roll.
Okay, I'll do recon. I don't see stealth on there.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you could overhear enough of it.
Okay.
Not every word, but enough to get the gist. And you heard the specifics about the panel. Anything that you didn't hear, Jace, I'm sure will fill you in.
Yeah. Well, and my thing is, I wanted to kind of have that in the back of my mind, kind of in the bag of tricks. I want Jace to be able to handle his business as best he sees fit, because I think it will be a lot of fun. But just to know a little bit about this might also help out.
Okay.
I explain to them what they want me to do, and my plan is just to turn them in right away, get them locked up in solitary, and not have to deal with them while we're here.
All right.
All right.
That could be interesting. Okay.
Yeah, unless one of them's the person we're supposed to meet up with, and then they're doing a really horrible job of it. But I will actually retrieve the sphere first, because I need evidence.
All right. So then are you going to do that during your next shift or before lights out?
I'll wait till my next shift to look for the sphere, and then whenever I go up to clean all the guard area, I'm just going to go, yep, here you go. This dude wanted to blow you all up.
Alrighty. Anything further this evening?
So you're not going to misunderstand and actually place it in his quarters?
I don't think I'll have access to that.
Here, I got that small thing you wanted.
Advancing to the next day, and you have seen neither hide nor hair of Sir Kevin Dixon all day. And you go back to the cell block. His bed is still unmade. Still no signs of him.
Is he to the cell next to me or across the hall from me?
Right across the hall from you.
Okay, so I can see into his cell. Okay.
Yep.
How concerned am I at this point, or how concerned should be?
I don't know.
Okay. Is there anything that I could roll to gather a little more insight into if the room is really just sterile and nothing's happened, or could I tell that there might be something of note? Is that a venture? Is that something I can do at this point?
No, you've got forensics, so that's perfect for gathering information from an empty room.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me a difficult forensics roll.
Difficult? Okay.
5. Dang, that was a good roll.
Thanks.
2, 1, 4. So then, what you can turn up is there's actually there's a bit of broken glass on the cellular floor, and looking up, you can see that it came from the smashed camera in his room.
Okay.
The bed has definitely been slept in, but not made up from the previous night. So,
okay. So could I confer that there seemed to be signs of a struggle, or just simply something smashed and a bed not made?
Based on where that camera is, you don't think that it was probably a struggle. It would have to have been something kind of deliberately destroyed.
Oh.
Whether it was Kevin that did it, you can't tell.
Are there any odors coming from the room that I can sense?
Nothing unusual, no.
Okay. All right.
Oh, actually, let me take that back. There is the slight tang of ozone.
Oh, okay.
As though maybe one of those shock sticks had been operated.
Okay. Now, other than Kevin and I are the only ones on C block, correct?
The only ones of your crew on C block.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. So I will just pull that information in and hold it until I can. Now, this guy Scott, he's not on C, is he?
Well, let me just make a roll for where he is. /R1B3. Well, actually, that should just be /R1D2 because he can't be in the women's section.
Oh, right.
So 1 is A and 2 is C. So he's in A block.
A block. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. I just kind of wanted to know that he was away from me right now. So do we have lights out coming pretty soon?
Yeah, pretty quick. You have a little bit more time if you wanted to gather, some small bits of information.
Yeah, just maybe a little more because I don't want to enter the room. I just want to kind of stand against one of the frames side of the room so I can just kind of like as casually could be, kind of act like I'm maybe lost in thought, but I'm really looking in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, other than the bed and this, is there an open latrine or toilet in these rooms?
No. Toilet facilities are all the shared freshers from the original ship.
Right. Okay. Is there any? I know we won't have coat hangers and different things like that, but is there any place to like place books or something, prop something up, maybe against one of the walls?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Foot Locker in the room.
Okay.
And it's this morning, yours was opened and all of your stuff dumped in the middle of your mattress as they searched it. His is still closed, and the linens are still on the bed.
Okay.
They didn't toss his room.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound good, but sometimes as crazy as he is, I'm wondering if he did this on purpose. Okay, so Foot Locker has not been opened. Bed has not been made. He doesn't have the new linens. These are the standard linens that were on when he slept in them, correct?
Right. Yes.
And then there's no other. There's not like a stool to sit on or a little desk to sit at to write something, correct?
Yeah, I would imagine there probably is. There's probably like a fold down desk and a see, what would you have? Well, you got artificial gravity, so you don't have to worry about things floating around. So yeah, sure. There's a little chair.
Yeah, just something really simple. Can I tell on that fold out desk that it had been folded down and there would be something that I could notice as far as something was being written, maybe in the process of being written, or something folded up, or something that would look maybe out of sorts on that desk?
Nothing that you see like that. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well,
Hadn't had time to get any paper or anything or books even yet, since it was just still the first day in the Gash.
All right. Well, I will just take the information gathered, the smell, the look. I'm just going to kind of bump my shoulders off the wall and kind of casually walk over towards my cell.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So then, in the morning, when Roxor is released from his cell to go to the galley, when you get there, the other cooks aren't in evidence, but Warden Kazan is there. And he looks at you and says, "Well, Baronet Roxor, I've got a proposal for you."
I shouldn't do it in that way, but I appreciate the flattery.
I'm given to understand that you have, what do you call them, political proxies that you have control of, and that these are linked to your credit chit and your ocular scan. Now, I can make things a little easier for you in here if you were to turn those proxies over to my patron. Or I can make things very, very difficult.
I understand the offer, and I politely refuse.
You certain about that? Like I said, things can get very difficult for you in here.
I do understand, and you understand that you are attempting a bribe? I believe that's what the locals call it.
No. This ain't a bribe. This is extortion.
Ah, okay. I had the wrong term. I'm afraid I'm not quite as political as some of you are.
when you work in a prison, you got to be up on these legal terms.
I imagine you are far better than I am.
So you absolutely refuse to turn over your proxies? They ain't good. They ain't no good for you in here.
They are not yours to take.
We'll see about that. All right, then. He turns his back and saunters out of the room.
Want me to make you something while you're here?
I wouldn't sully my lips with the slop that comes out of here. You think that he's probably the type that eats a lot of beans and bacon, so you don't know what he's so high and mighty about.
Yeah.
So then a few moments later, the rest of the kitchen staff comes in and the day starts properly. All right. That pretty well takes me to the end of everything that I have prepped. So from here, what are you doing?
Once dinner's done and we hit the official start of the day, I want to go find the sphere first.
All right. So you go about your assigned tasks until such time as it takes you to B deck, and so actually that's in that electronics shop. So you're wandering by, and the guard is in here, and as before, he's relatively alert. So you think it's going to be difficult to get that panel open without being observed. Are you going to make the attempt or what?
Actually,
Migrant is in here, by the way.
You said Migrant is in here?
Yes.
Good.
And that little guy Scott is close to him also.
Because there's still supposed to be an inside person that meets up with us that we don't know who it is.
Well, no, there's an inside person who Hannah told you is probably not going to make contact.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right, not going to make contact.
You just got Lincoln.
Kind of nudge at Migrant to have him distract the guard and little Scotty boy.
Okay.
See if you can get him beamed up.
Getting beamed up?
Yeah, beam up Scotty.
He's making a Star Trek joke.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's okay. All right, good. I was going where no other man had gone before, and I was on another galaxy, of course.
No sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
That seems the time to point out that this is officially William Shatner Day.
Is it really?
I forgot. I didn't know. All right, so we're in the. Brian, can you show me the room that we're in, please?
Yes, you are up here in B03.
Okay, and where is that panel? That
panel in question is up there, kind of in the corner next to the valve into BO2.
Okay, all right. And the guard is posted somewhere.
He is. Oh yeah, we can draw on this, can't we?
You haven't played with me on Roll20 in a while.
Here between the two ladders that go down to the lower level.
Okay. Do I recognize this guard as someone that I have seen like consistently since we've gotten here?
The previous day, he was one of the ones that was kind of on a random patrol through the ship.
Random. Okay, so I may or may not have noticed him.
Yeah, you've seen him, but you didn't spend any great amount of time in his presence the day before.
Okay. All right. So I lean over to Scott and I say, Scott, do you happen to know this guard?
Oh, that guy. Maybe a little bit. He's not one of the bad ones. Well, not as bad.
Is he a hard nose?
Well, to some degree, yeah. I mean, you step out of line, he's going to put you back in it.
Yeah, but how talkative is he?
Well, I don't really pay it to do a lot of talking to him, but yeah, he's been known to cuss at us sometimes.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. All right, so I'll look over at Jace, and I'll give just a little mild nod, and then I'm like, Scott, come on with me.
Yeah, okay. What are we doing?
We're going to go over and introduce ourselves to the guard.
Oh man. Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, look, just stand by me, be my backup. If he takes a swing, just hit him low, okay?
You maybe got the wrong guy for that.
Okay, so you're not with me, or you are with me?
I'm behind you, but like 3 or 4 steps behind you, if you know what I mean.
Okay. All right. Well, come on, let's go over.
All right.
All right, so I'm moving over towards the guard, and I'm saying, "Sir, do you have a moment I can speak with you?"
You got trouble?
Well, no trouble, sir, but I did want to ask. There were a couple of guys that were in the electronics department that you see my coworker Scott here. There were a couple of guys that were working in the electronics department with us, and they seemed to kind of want to step out of line a little bit and seemed like they were trying to hinder him from getting his job done. Is there any certain code or any recourse that we would have to make sure that they stay in line and leave Scott alone? Because either he's helping me with my projects or he's trying to get his own done, and it looked like there was a little bit of trouble from them.
Look, and mate, long as they don't do nothing that's against the rules, I'm not going to do anything about it. But they step out of line, they actually take a swing at the little guy. Sure, I'll bring the truncheon down on him. But till then,
Yeah. Okay,
I recommend you mind your own business.
Oh, definitely, sir. I'm minding my own business. I just want to make sure that if I don't necessarily want any trouble, but if they're looking for trouble, they may end up finding it because we've got a job to do, and I want things to run like they're supposed to. And so, appreciate your time, sir, and have a good day.
Jace, I assume that you're going to be taking this opportunity to get into that panel.
That's all I got, bro. I hope you're really working on that thing.
Migrant, give me an actor roll.
An actor roll? Okay.
Yeah. Average, no mods. Okay. Jace, you may give me a stealth roll. Do you have stealth?
I do not.
Okay, let's take a look at what you do have that might work.
I was hoping mechanic to pop it open mechanically.
Are you the one that ended up with the luck?
No, I have the insight. Perhaps my insight for how to go about opening it quietly and smoothly?
Sure, go ahead and give me an insight roll. See what happens. Oh, a 6. Well, now you need to reduce insight by 1. It'll be harder next time. So what insights could you get that would give you an advantage here?
Widest way to open it and the most opportune moment when the guard is at heightened distraction.
Yeah. And how to open it quietly.
Right, so
like
you...
not just swinging and slamming it.
Right. Happen to notice while you're sidling over there that there is it's like this big piece of conduit leaned up against the wall. And if you knock that over at just the right time, you'll be able to get the guard to turn toward the sound. And so a matter of finding that right timing, I'm going to let you roll psychology.
Yay.
And you get a mod of +1, but it's a difficult roll.
Okay, so mod is +1. I just do 1, not +1, because that breaks it. And it still uses my education?
Yes.
And the difficulty is difficult, right?
Yep. Yeah, piece of cake. So you leverage your understanding of people's startle reflexes to know just when to knock that thing over to maximize migrants' distraction. And you manage to get this little metallic sphere. It's pretty heavy in your hand. And you slip it into your pocket and proceed on with your shift.
Can I tell if it's like specifically a explosive or what it is specifically?
Once you get to a place where you're unobserved, you can examine it. You see it's got these weird like iris ports all over it. There's 7 of them, and you shake it a little bit. It doesn't it doesn't feel like there's anything like sloshing or anything, but there's some kind of mechanics inside. You feel it respond to your shaking, and it rattles a little bit. And it's two hemispherical pieces of metal that have been connected to each other. Twisting it or whatever, it doesn't like unscrew or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something not fun. Do I know which room, since I was cleaning the rooms, which one specifically he is in? He sleeps, is his room?
Assuming that he would have the a room to himself as the assistant warden. You think he has, actually this one up here?
Okay.
The others have multiple beds in them, multiple bunks, but this one only had one and had a little desk in it too. So that's either the warden or the assistant warden. Your duties today don't actually take you up onto A deck. You'll do that again tomorrow. So you'll have a day to do something with this thing.
Probably. Yeah, I think once we get back together with the crew in a more private location than the mess hall, would be a good time to talk to them about it. Because I'm pretty sure Apple's going to be keeping an eye on me when I'm in the mess hall.
Probably.
Is that where he likes to see me? Okay, I think I got everything I need to do till I'm back cleaning up there again.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything interesting?
What language does that alien race generally speak?
Putting me on the spot. Actually, I think that's on your character sheet. I don't remember if you took that language or not.
Well, I speak 5 besides the one we all do. I just don't remember which race did you say that he was?
He's Aslan, which I think is Trok.
Okay. Yeah, I just wrote down the language and not who normally speaks.
And not who speaks it. Let me,
okay, but
now that I have that.
That I speak is what I wanted to make sure of. Well, assuming it is one that I do speak, I'll say hello to him in his native language, introduce myself. I assume I also know at least a little bit of the culture. Maybe.
Yeah, that usually with learning a language.
Yeah. I don't want to find out introducing myself is challenging him to combat or anything like that.
The Aslan are an honor culture, and they're fiercely territorial, but they're also exceedingly polite. It's fairly easy to get along with them if you know the rules of their culture, which, having studied the language, you do. And you know that you should not call him Aslan. The word that they have for themselves is Tierl.
Okay.
Actually, I might have spelled that wrong. I think it's IE.
Except after C.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's after so. The language is extremely difficult for humans to learn. It's got an awful lot of vowels all right next to each other most of the time.
All right. Which is great because it means none of the guards are going to understand it at all.
Right. So you approach him and give him the proper, sign of respect. He nods at you and gestures to the table.
Well, thank you, Honorable Fierl.
You know something of us. This is good. I am Kuliane.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Kuliane. My name is Roxor.
I am pleased to meet you, Roxor.
In the kitchen, I cook the food for most of my kind here. Yours just comes in boxes. I hope that it is palatable.
It is acceptable. Not as good as I am accustomed to, but it keeps me fed.
If there's anything I can do to make it a little better for you, please let me know. Besides being a chef, I also do know a bit of biology and chemistry and botany. Any of those would help.
I shall give it some thought, thank you. If you could procure some, and he gives you the name of some plant or something like that, he says, it would spice the meals up considerably.
I shall endeavor to do so. It may soon become difficult to do that, though, since apparently the warden is not happy with the fact that I have money back home, and he has threatened to make life difficult here for me. So I don't know if I will be able to do things like that in the future. Although I would always be happy to make a FTRL friend and do anything I can to to make things more fun and easy and entertaining between our peoples.
Well, if there is anything that I can do to lessen the warden's wrath, I shall do what I can. I don't know what powers I might have, but I shall try.
That is quite honorable of you, kind sir. I appreciate the offer. Where do you normally work here on the ship?
I am quite skilled as an administrator, so they put me in the ops center on A deck sometimes.
I doubt that includes any kind of communication equipment. Is that right?
Oh, no. The best I understand is all comms are on the bridge.
That would make sense. All right. Well, thank you. It is wonderful to meet you. I do have some friends on board. We all came on together, and I'll point out my buddies and give him their names.
Well, all of you are welcome to share my fire.
That is very kind of you. And our fire is yours as well.
Which you understand to mean that you're allowed to sit at his table.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan from now on.
Yeah. A private table, essentially. and I assume that he understands Anglic.
That's not really a terrific assumption. The Aslan tend to be kind of insular. He may understand it. He may understand Villani. But, I mean, you could ask him.
Right, okay. And Anglic is what is normally spoken here on board?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, kind of the default human language, okay. So I'll ask.
Anglic and Villani are equally both the official imperial tongues.
Okay. Do you understand Anglic and Villani?
I understand somewhat. I am not fluent.
Okay, well, I would be happy to translate if there are anything you come across that you're unaccustomed to. It would be a shame to keep you in isolation, not only from your species, but also from your tongue.
And I must say, for a human, you speak it quite well.
Thank you, I am flattered. Well, I will go join my friends, and tomorrow evening we may all join you. Since I am on the kitchen crew, I'm usually working during the breakfast and lunch shifts, but at dinner time, I'm free to come in here and eat with the rest of the populace.
As I say, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. I will take my leave with your permission.
He gives you a majestic nod.
And I give him another thank you and try to do whatever is the equivalent of a courtly bow or something like that.
All right.
With a little bit of flourish and pizzazz. It will look terrible and awkward and laughable, but he should appreciate the effort, I hope.
All right. He laughs at you a little bit, but you sense that it's in
all in good
amusement and not mockery.
Yeah. All right, then I join my buddies.
Okay.
As discreetly as we can, we'll kind of catch up with each other's day, and I will let them know that, oh, by the way, the warden thinks that my position as a baronet and my proxies are primed for the taking.
Oh, he does?
Yes, and he has assured me that life will become quite difficult here very soon, since I refuse to hand over the kingdom.
You couldn't give him half now and half later?
If I give him half now, I don't know if I would ever get that half back.
True.
Some details on the proxies. If you are in a position to be able to do so, you may revoke the passing around of your proxy at the beginning of the year. However, of course, if you're still in prison, then you won't have the ability to do that, and you'd be able to continue exercising them, or his patron would be able to continue exercising them, whoever that might be.
Right. And if I gave him some of the proxies, and if I were to accidentally die in prison, I would not be able to revoke them.
Understood.
Right.
Accidentally.
That is also true.
Yeah. So I see you've made some good friends, new friends as well?
Yeah, it's my buddy. I should have written his name down.
Let me copy it out of my notes so that I spell it right.
All right. And he said we are all welcome to eat at his table. He does understand a little Anglic and a little bit of Villani. But it's but he cannot speak it in return. So I'm actually the only person on board he can communicate with without the aid of a translator device.
Nice.
And I'll give them the nipple tour of the culture. They're very honor bound, very polite, and anything else that if they were to eat with him, they would not accidentally insult him if I was not around.
So the things to understand about Aslan is they are fiercely territorial. When they fight, although they have claws, they will never use them. It's considered dishonorable. And if you insult him, he's probably going to take your head off.
But if he's not using his claws, what will he use?
He'll just keep the claws retracted and just use his fists.
Wow.
I mean, he's 6'8" and 260 pounds, so he can get it done.
So that's a really good right cross.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so far I have the biggest boyfriend in prison.
What was on the menu tonight?
Slop, same as
Or
usual.
slop. It doesn't ever change colors, does it?
Well, just some variation.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the source of whatever protein, monomolecular protein they put into it.
Okay. So we could go from a chartreuse to a mustard to a khaki.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
It does taste about better now that I'm working there.
Tasty wheat. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's why everything tastes like chicken.
Everything the body needs.
With me in the kitchen, now we at least have access to some gourmet snot.
Yeah. So I confirmed with, you guys would be interested, I confirmed with one of the Roman guards that they're not really going to do much unless somebody seems to really step out of line. They're pretty much here to just oversee what we do.
And from being up, in their quarters, there don't seem to really be that many of them.
Well, not that are wandering about. I assume there are a dozen or more up on the command deck.
Judging by their quarters, I'd say less than 20 total.
Oh, wow.
And I don't mean 20 a shift, I mean 20 total. Especially since they got us doing us meaning prisoners, doing most of the general labor. I'm going to say there's not a lot of anybody else besides the prisoners and the few guards.
Yeah.
Well, I know that they don't eat what we do, so they at least have a cook of sorts up on their level as well.
Yeah, did I notice if they basically cooked for themselves or if they had somebody else on their own while cleaning?
You didn't see anybody actually preparing food in the galley based on the state of it, its cleanliness. It looks like probably it's a mostly fend for yourself kind of thing. If they have somebody who's better at cooking, then maybe that person's just a slob.
So they don't have like a hired chef. It's just they do cook for themselves one way or another.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, they don't have their own.
You didn't see any signs of any kind of non-paramilitary staff.
Is Kaz at the table with us?
Who?
Kazma.
I presume so.
Is she allowed to be fraternizing with the...
Yeah, they don't separate the prisoners except for sleeping time.
Oh man, I had totally missed that fact. You probably talked about that. I either missed it this session or last session. But everybody's together during the common times?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes much more sense in terms of passing information around too.
Right, I didn't want to make things too terribly difficult by keeping you completely segregated.
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of look over at Kaz and ask her how the job's going, what she's learned.
I'm not sure. I'll make conversation. I kind of have half an inclination to not show my hand all at once that you guys are the people I am in with, since I've already met Lincoln. But I can be close enough to hear the goings on.
Okay.
Did I see any of the... Are we doing any guard laundry or just laundry for prisoners?
Yes, you do the guards' laundry also.
Okay. Yeah.
But only their regular clothes, not any of their tactical harness or anything like that.
Yeah, makes sense. I can try to make a count of how many uniforms come through laundry as well.
Yeah.
And do the prisoners do the warden's laundry at all, or does he just have covered suits and all?
Yes, his laundry comes through the laundry room also. The warden himself, his clothing looked, as shabby as most of the guards. It was only that fellow that was visiting Kevin that looked like his was better cared for and actually pressed. He may do that himself.
All right. Remind me, what is curiosity used for?
If you have a question about the world or how something works, and there's not an obvious way that you would normally have that information,
Okay.
you can roll curiosity to get it.
All right. So I always forget to use those stats.
If you want to just request me to drop a piece of information that you would otherwise have no way of getting,
I would like to use that if I can on. So I was looking for like the pecking order in my block.
mm-hmm.
What I'm curious about is if I picked up any information that might allow me or Roxor to determine if somebody in there is a noble.
Okay.
And if so, who they are.
Then go ahead and roll that curiosity.
All right. It's just 2d6, right? Ah. Drat.
And there's actually a button next to it that would
Oh, you're right.
give the verses. But I think that's higher than what your curiosity stat was.
It
right?
is, yes.
Yeah.
By 1.
All right. So that failed, but give me a difficult steward roll.
And my knowledge of nobility would help me kind of pick that out too, wouldn't it?
Yes. If you want to make a knowledge noble roll.
Difficult steward. Also no.
Average?
For this, yeah, average would be fine, which means you can't fail it. So that woman, Selma Rain, the one that kind of had several people attending to her, probably is a noble woman.
Okay.
Roxor has picked up, well, actually, a Komandar told Jace at the beginning that she has the protection of a gang of sword worlders led by a man by the name of Vedring Dolson. From what you can tell, both of the people that were kind of picking on Scott were part of that sword worlder gang.
Okay. I really want to shake things up, but she seems to have too many friends, Wanted to see if I could get anybody's hackles up who might just try to stare me down one-on-one, as it were.
Was that to Brian or to us?
To you guys.
Okay.
The other women of note, see, you had that Juniper, who doesn't seem to have anybody really in her corner, but she doesn't seem to have enemies either.
Well, she has me at least somewhat in her corner now.
And then there's a woman named Farasa. I have not written anything about Farasa.
All right.
So she's an unknown entity at this time.
Right. And then there's Wilavna, the woman who spoke to you the first day.
Yep.
Jacob, did you get enough info on the ladies?
Yeah. Yep.
You got a lot to deal with, man. That's a lot of ladies to try to figure out.
It's true.
Yeah. I just have Apple.
Yeah.
Yep. Thankfully, if I forget about some of them, it's true to character. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, yeah. Anything been going on with, what's his name, the guy that talked to me on the first morning? The one that showed me around is like, hey, oh yeah, you were Navy too.
Yeah, he makes eye contact. He'll chat with you occasionally.
I think I outranked him, though, didn't I?
No, he was the first officer on his ship.
Oh, okay. I tried.
His hair is much taller than yours.
Al Pompadour.
Did you want to talk to him anymore?
I got nothing for him right now. I just want to make sure he still hangs around. And he seems to be mostly with good people, not with, like, Apple and his ilk.
He doesn't really seem to. He's not in anybody's gang. He doesn't seem to have any particular allegiances. He's definitely contemptuous of Apple, though.
Yeah. Not today, but someday I do want to find out why he's here. Let it set for a couple more days. Because I don't think we talked about bringing anybody else with us when we leave, but I got a short list if we do. Him, FTL. That's pretty much the entire list.
If we bring along the alien, we could gain a whole planetary alliance.
Way to be thinking outside the box there, Dave.
Yeah.
See, I just thought the guy seemed cool and it might be fun to bring him. You, on the other hand, go, oh yeah, we can have this whole planet love us for rescuing this dude.
It sounds a little bit like Peter's D&D game where he wanted to have us fight some pirates and I wanted to create a new nation.
Yes. I just wanted to play music.
Yeah. Or his planet may mark us for death for freeing a war criminal. You know.
You never know.
Yeah, we don't necessarily know why he's there.
I had to remind myself why he was there.
Why he's in prison.
Oh yeah, it was that thing. I remember now.
Yeah, that might be something we probably want to find out at some point in time too. You know, just making sure that we aren't discussing freeing a horrible person. Thing.
Remember, the only reason he doesn't eat you is because he can't.
For us.
Yet that's not my point. That is unrelated to my point. He seems nice and friendly. Lots of people seem nice and friendly.
Except those that play with skeletons.
But it's small and not adult-sized.
That's going to be great on the recording without the visual aid.
Yeah. Oh my word. So, are we done with dinner and like going to have to go back to cell block, or is this free time for us?
This is however much time that you want it to take. I mean, this could be midday or this could be at dinner.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Is Scott with me right now?
Scott is nearby, sure.
Okay. I don't need him. I don't need him right now. I just was wondering how close he was.
Yeah,
Does Scott have to join the short list too? Because I'm pretty sure he's on quite a few short lists.
Well, at this point, I'm going to say no, but I will let you know as soon as I know.
I think Brian got that one.
He did. Man, this is rough without Kevin because there's information that only he can have.
Right. I'm really racking my brain trying to figure out where should I go with this. Oh, could I take a? Stop it, Greg. All right. Could I take it? Because I just had a great idea.
You can't even see the skeleton. He's below the camera line.
So, Brian, could I take a moment to at least share with these guys what I found out about Dixon's cell?
Certainly.
Okay. I'm going to kind of look at them and say, you guys do remember Kevin Dixon, don't you? So he's across the hall from me on cell C block, and I just happened to kind of hang out around his cell inconspicuously as much as I can. His bed's been slept in. The bed's not been made. His footlocker has not been searched. And there is broken glass and pieces of material. That camera in his room's been busted.
Do any of us have access to the infirmary, apart from getting injured ourselves?
Yeah. Let's see. I need to go back to I'm on a different page than you are. The infirmary is C7,
C7. Okay.
and you are actually, I think you're, yeah, the mess hall is C10 and spills over into 6.
Oh.
So the infirmary is actually just right there close to you.
Okay, is it something we could see into casually walking past, or is it a closed door, no windows kind of thing? Okay.
And he's not in there.
Maybe he's up on the bridge having sold us all out.
What job was he given again?
Somehow.
Infirmary, medic.
Infirmary, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's not like I can tell. Okay, other than the quick smell of ozone, it doesn't look like there necessarily was a large struggle in the room. But I'm a little concerned about where this brother of ours is.
I guess you could check with the others on your block if they had seen him being taken away or anything.
I probably could, but I don't trust the majority of them right now. Kind of been observing who could be trustworthy, but from what I understand, this C block is some pretty unsavory characters. So I just got to watch my back.
I got somebody I could possibly ask. I don't know if he's C block, but he may actually know something.
Okay.
We could ask Apple.
Oh.
Apple is C block.
Exactly, see?
All right.
And Apple seems to know especially what goes on in his area, and I think he wants to be friendly with me right now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, you were there.
I momentarily forgot. It was the smell of ozone. Sorry.
This is the real reason he didn't make it as a spy. He found out everything, but then he couldn't remember it.
Hold on a second. No, sir. I will not accept that. He looked like he may have wanted to be friendly with you, but as you remember, 3 of his goons stood in my way, so I wasn't able to figure out what was going on.
I said friendly with me, not with you.
Okay. So that doesn't have anything to do with me not being a good spy, does it? Thank you very much. Maybe I should have just let him take you wherever he wanted to, and I shouldn't have stepped up there.
It's amazing how offended he's getting at you for what I said.
He did take me where he wanted. It was 3 steps away.
Okay. All right. Well, my perception at that point wasn't very good. I didn't think he was being very friendly. So, but feel free if you want to ask him about what's going on in C block. I'm going to kind of stay out of it.
Yeah, go over to the Apple guy.
Okay.
Right. Let's see if good old Stevie O has some jobs.
You got the thing?
Yeah, this isn't about that.
What are you coming over to me if it's not about that?
Because you obviously want something for me. I just need to know if you have some information and what that information is.
Oh, I see. You do my thing, I give you some information. Okay, sure, shoot.
A couple of days ago, some new inmates came to your cell block, and one of them hasn't been seen since then. His room isn't occupied. He's not being slept in. It's not even getting tossed when the guards come by.
Oh, yeah. I know. The guy I'm talking about, Horace? Guard Ment? Yeah, he's the one who took your friend away. So he's got things going on, and we got to get him out of here. The people disappear.
Where do they go when they disappear?
What, you're looking at me? I don't know.
You know everything that goes on around here.
Well, yeah, I know a lot. I don't know everything. The
if
secrets.
You don't know everything. You don't know enough.
Well, that's one of the things that we're trying to do. We get rid of the guy that's holding the secrets, the guy with the keys, the guy that's making people disappear, and then we find out what's at the bottom of it.
So what you're telling me is you basically know nothing.
No, I know we've got to get rid of Horace. things are gonna move. I'm building something here. Make allies, but horse is in my way.
Okay, well, at least you know a little bit. Yeah, and I'm going to get working on that thing with the sphere as soon as I can. I don't go to the guards' rooms every day.
Yeah. I know. But I think you'll be up there tomorrow. So get it done. Sooner you get it done, the sooner maybe we find out what happened to your friend.
Head back to the rest of the friend group.
So, how's your friend doing?
He says the assistant manager took him. Sorry, the assistant
Warden.
that guy. Yeah,
The one with the T in the name. I get it. So where did he take him?
doesn't know.
Okay. So you said this guy knows everything.
Yeah, apparently he's wrong.
Okay. All right. So do we know anything about this person that took Dixon?
He's running some shady stuff. He's been taking a lot of people, apparently. Okay, the guy over there, Apple, he's shady. He's shady. We know he's shady. He says this guy is shady. So this is even shady for the shady guy, surrounded by people who call this guy shady. He's third level shady.
Well, and
He's also kind of slender.
It is. It is
He is real slim.
prison ship, after all. They couldn't be outside. No? Yeah. Jace, haven't you been on a ship just like this before?
Yeah.
How many places for a person are there that we haven't been able to see yet?
Yeah, I don't think any of us have been to the T or E decks yet, have we?
Let me take a look at what's on. Nobody's been on E. It's sealed off.
I thought A is where he was to get into that one panel.
No, he was on B to get the panel. D deck is the yard, and the
So we're there every day.
C block cells. Everything forward of this bulkhead you have access to. The stuff behind it is life support. Oh, I guess there's cells over here.
Yeah.
These two void spaces on either side are where, on a typical ship of this class, is the missile magazines. As far as you know, there's no way to get into them here on the Gash.
And the E deck is completely closed off.
Right. All of those ladders have been welded shut. Except possibly the ones in D12, which you can't access. That's where life support is.
Yeah, and that leads down to E12. And some into E10. Actually, yeah, those lead directly to E10.
Yeah, those lead to the aft sections, which is cargo storage. Probably, that the main lift goes down into E7, but it's usually locked to A deck unless they need to transport stuff from the shuttle.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the E8, E9, and E10 are probably the most likely places, as nobody seems to have easy direct access there. No prisoners go there at all, even maintenance crew, maintenance facilities.
So with when I'm on the job in electronics, do I do any QA on this where I'm using or can access part of the system's computers to do testing on these pieces, or is this all just salvage work?
It's all salvage work. You do have they're like electronics kits with some diagnostic tools in them, but no computer access.
No dummy terminals or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Great.
The only terminals anybody has seen are the ones in the A2 area, the admin office. The one that was usually in the boat deck on a ship of this type has been removed. There's a medical console in the infirmary. You don't know whether it's attached to the main computer or not. On a typical ship it is, but it might have been disconnected here.
Okay. And we wouldn't have any access, even from a maintenance perspective, we wouldn't have access to find out if any parts of the ship would have life in them, or cargo that didn't belong there, or something like that. We wouldn't have that kind of access.
Not without being able to physically look at it. No.
Okay.
If you had computer access, you'd be able to determine which sections had life support. If there's life support in an area that's not supposed to be occupied, then that might be probative. But it's probably easier to keep the entire ship pressurized than to evacuate that E deck to vacuum just because.
Yeah.
One bit of information that you haven't yet attempted to do anything with is your knowledge that 4 section that goes all the way up through the whole ship is the main maintenance corridor that is only accessible from E4 at the lowest deck, usually.
On a present ship, it might be accessible from A as well.
It might be, based on Jace's knowledge of this kind of ship. Most of the sailors aren't even aware that thing is there. I mean, they just kind of ignore it because there's no access to it. But it might be possible to break into it on one of the lower levels if you're careful.
What kind of is it? Soldered or acetylene torch closed, or is it mag locks, or is it electronic locks, or what? What do we know that?
Well, there are no hatches to it except on E4.
Oh, okay.
At E4, you've got these quasi-disguised panels that open with a biometric lock, but they're reasonably easy to jimmy open if you've got any electronic skill.
Okay.
Which you do. Getting into them on a different deck would require some tool use. They're not bulkhead sealed because they're not exposed to the exterior of the ship.
Okay.
But they're tougher than the typical interior partitions.
Sure. But there could be some maintenance that might be needed down on the E deck, and this might be a way that we could have our maintenance guy access that area.
Possibly.
Or there might be a way to trigger a false alarm that there might be maintenance needed on E deck.
Okay. Yeah. Not sure how to make that happen, but
you think it's likely, based on what you've seen, if there's access to E deck, it's probably going to be in that life support area. So it just remains to be noted if any of the guards have any kind of engineering experience, if something were to happen to life support.
Okay.
Of course, the only one of you that has any engineering experience is the guy that's currently missing, so I don't know how useful that is.
Right.
Well, it's
not very.
It's unlikely they would rely on only prisoners to have that kind of skill.
Probably.
Which would honestly be a good reason why he went missing.
Well, we are running up to 8 o'clock now. So let's close this down for now and give you a month to think about it. Thanks for listening. This has been Hard Travelin' Geeks, presented by Geek at Arms. As always, you can find more actual play experiences and episodes of the Geek at Arms podcast at geekatarms.com.